The word divine gang and everybody out there in the YouTube collective, I'm wishing you peace, prosperity, abundance, health, and wealth in this moment and in every moment. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So right now I wanted to come to you with a reading that's centered around what path are you on right now? Like, what's the path you're on right now, what you need to know about it, and what advice to help you along that path. As always, I'm thankful for your energy. I'm thankful for you to be here in order to be able to provide you with these messages. They flow from the universe, from the higher realms, from your spirit guides, your ancestors, your guardians to you. Do me a favor though, and go ahead and subscribe to this page if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so that you can receive notifications when we do upload new content, as well as like, comment, anything that stands out to you in this reading, anything that really speaks to you, please share. Let's start this community together. We are back, Divine Family. We are back, okay? We are back. I pulled the cards, I pulled the energy to let you know what path you're on. And from our shamanic deck, water pops out from expression. This is actually tied to your past, emotional trauma, and the weight of it all. Okay, it does speak to a divine family in the collective who's undergone a lot of changes, who has undergone a lot of shifts, and you have a lot of unresolved emotional issue and baggage in regards to your past. Okay, it could be in relationships, it could be with treatment, it could be friends, it could be platonic, it could be romantic. You fill in the blank, collective. Okay, but I'm speaking to a collective who is easily overwhelmed and is very empathic. So you're someone who is easily overwhelmed by friction, by conflict. Okay, you're not someone who is scared of conflict, okay? But you are someone who it has a large impact on you. So it's not something you actively search for, and you do things to avoid it, okay? So it does feel like a part of a lot of what you've separated yourself from, a lot of what you've come from in the past has been conflict, has been issues. So this has been your resolution has been to separate yourself, okay? But there can be, there can be remorse, there can be regret when leaving relationships, even if those relationships no longer serve you because of what you're missing out. Because the reality is we're not doing anything for no reason. It serves us in some way. So the one small way that it could be serving us could be a lot more noticeable sometimes than the smaller ways that you've gained, okay? Or the less physical ways that you've gained from severing yourself from them. So it does feel like you're dealing with some sort of emotional baggage, some sort of emotional trauma, and water is really washing this away. It's a calmness, it's a peace of mind and the clarity of judgment, letting you know that the judgments, the choices that you have made have been sound choices. It's for you to trust yourself, but also not to play the victim, okay? There were some things that happened because you dropped the ball, because you didn't put the effort into it, because you didn't make the proper steps forward. So it's not to beat yourself up, right? It's not to beat yourself up and blame yourself for it, but it also is to take accountability and not blame the world. Not say, oh, the world has it out against you, when really you have been betting against yourself. Speaking to a divine family in the collective who's bet against themselves, who's put the priorities of others. Let's get clarity. You put the priority of others before yourself because you are so empathic, because you are so sensitive. I'm speaking to a divine family in the collective in the past who have put their friends, put their families, put these people on pedestals, and put their issues, what they were dealing with, precedent to yourself. You put it over, you over prioritize it over the things that you were going for yourself. So when those same individuals didn't pour into you the same way, and you had to deal with your own things, you were drained. And then it's easy to turn it then like, oh, why didn't you pour into me the same way I poured into you? But then you have to take the self-accountability lane, right? And realize that I poured into someone who I knew was incapable of pouring into me. Woo! I actively poured into someone who I knew was incapable of pouring back into me. So I did myself a disservice, because to now expect you to do something that I knew you were incapable of doing before pouring into you is not fair to you. I'm expecting you to be something other than whom you are. That's not saying that they get a free license to take energy from you to drain you. What I am saying is that you owe it to yourself to set healthy boundaries on yourself in the way you output and input energy, okay? Your sensitivity is no one else's responsibility. With that in mind, the surrounding energy, what you need to know, okay, about this path is that going further, with the children signifies friendly disposition, gentleness. This, for me, represents friendships, okay? Friendships. There were a lot of endings with the coffin. There were a lot of endings in regards to your friendship. So this is letting me know that this is where a lot of your confusion, your emotional turmoil, your victim tendencies lie, is in regards to your relationships, the relationships that you've ended, okay? And on this side, we have lightning, which denotes surprise, over the money, which indicates riches. Ooh, so for me, I saw, when I started pulling these cards, the only scry message that I saw was a thawing. Okay, so it does feel like you are thawing out. You're coming out of a time when you were very cold and cut off from the world and what everyone else was doing, and that was largely because of your disappointments, a lot of your baggage in regards to relationships and the endings that you suffered. So for this card is really is pushing you, right? It's imploring you to release, right? The path you are on right now is releasing. So I'm speaking to a divine family and a collective who are already on the path. You've already been looking at these emotional triggers and saying, why am I so moved by them? How can I move past this, right? Really getting to the nitty and the gritty, and it feels like you are realizing that you are the root of your own dissatisfaction, okay? It doesn't mean that these people didn't do anything to you. It just means that what you've told yourself about these relationships and what they should mean to you is the reason why it hurts so much. It's the reason why you can't let go and see beyond it, okay? So with the denote of money coming out totally surprising you, it does feel like the separations you have ended has created the lane for new opportunities to come in. But also with you thawing from this ice age, with you letting go of the emotional turmoil related to all the endings that have happened, you are now able to step into a more softer and more receptive and more open version of yourself that is necessary in order to welcome in this. I see a windfall, like a windfall of abundance coming towards you. So it's important for you to quiet your mind in this time and understand that everything is happening exactly as it's meant to, and you don't have to understand the plan in order for there to be a plan, right? You don't have to be aware of what's going on in order for there to be a plan, right? It's just what it is. Like, if you think about an animal who's in an experiment, right? They don't know that they're a part of an experiment, but they are, right? So just because they don't know that there's a sequence, there's a reason why they're getting certain things and not getting others, doesn't mean that there isn't, okay? So with that, I want you to quiet your mind, understand that everything is happening as it needs to, release the victim mentality, stop blaming people for things you need to take accountability for, and also stop taking accountability for things that are not your fault, okay? Someone's rejection of you is not your fault. It's what, it's about them. That's about them, not you, okay? And rejection is your protection, so there's that. Okay, and with that, that is your message for this moment, okay? Everybody in the YouTube collective, I'm so thankful for sharing your energy in this moment. I am wishing you peace, prosperity, abundance, health, and wealth. In this moment and every moment, ashe, ashe, ashe. Until next time, happy healing.